Schnabel, Pittsburgh Post-Gazette.
Yeah.
Hey, Coach.
Hey.
You know, it's the first practice, but it's really not with, having all summer. What is your just general thoughts on this team so far now that you've really gotten to get in it?
Yeah, I thought we had a, really good summer. I thought that our players did everything that we asked them to do, to be honest with you. I like coaching them. We're setting, lines of expectations. And so we put in the work this summer, and I thought we had a really good summer. And I told them that, before getting on the floor, today and started practice, I said, just be who we were during the summer. And if we do that, we'll be just fine. And I don't know if it's just because it's the official first day of practice and things change, anxiety goes up, and, now it's like for real. That I think that, some of them, kind of struggled here today. It's going to be a work in progress. We're going to grow, and if we were perfect here today, I'd be extremely bored this year. So, we do have a lot of things to work on, to be expected. As long as we grow and get better from one day to the next, I'll be really happy with that.
Hey, Coach, Jeff Hathorn from KDK Radio
Yes.
here in Pittsburgh. How have you seen the four that remain kind of gravitate to what you were talking about, and have they helped lead in that respect?
They have. The four returners have been exceptional throughout the summer and throughout the fall. Their leadership, they wanted structure. They wanted discipline. They wanted to have high expectations, and they're getting all of that, and they've been very responsive, and they want to win, and they're doing everything possible to making sure that we continue to improve each and every single day. And I like their effort. I like their want to. I like their leadership. And like I said, it's going to be a work in progress. But I love, who those returners are and what they're about.
Dominic Campbell, Pittsburgh Sports Now. You added 2 players over the summer, like some summer transfers in Raven and Iona. What can you say about those players and what the status of them for this upcoming season?
Yeah, Ioana transferred from Kansas, then to Oklahoma State, and so she's currently going through the waiver process. So we're still in a wait and see. She's extremely talented. I hope that she gets cleared, and because she will impact us immediately, which would be very helpful. And then the other one that you, Raven, I believe that she's still going through the process as well. So we're in wait and see right now, and we don't know anything. But you could bet once we hear anything back about those guys and where they stand, we'll let you know.
Of your 5 transfers, 4 of them have Power 5 experience.
Yeah.
How beneficial is that when you're kind of building a new team?
It's that's the reason why we brought them in. They have experience, and we want to lean on them, and we hope that they're going to put themselves in a position to help really move this program. We wanted to bring in experienced players and have a more of a balanced attack, and those guys, even though they're they have experience, this is all still new to them and what we're doing. But I think that we'll see the fruit of their labors here in the coming weeks.
Ari Meyer, Pitt News. So you brought in a lot of players from transfers, some freshmen.
Mm-hmm.
How, with a team made up of so many new players, how do you work on the cohesion of the team coming from so many different backgrounds, whereas some other teams might have a more consistent over the years?
Yeah. Great question, first of all. And I didn't have any choice to bring in, I brought in, obviously 6 new ones because I didn't have any other choice, right? We have 4 returners, we had 2 freshmen. So we had to bring in, another 6 to have a team, to have bodies, and so forth. And so my job as coach of it, like we came on many different ships. We're all in the same boat now. And so my job is to create that cohesiveness. And that's been something that we've been working on, since the summer, from, individuals and some of the team practices that we've had, you get some of that chemistry on the court, but also it's about what we do off the court. And we have gone, and whether it was an amusement park that we've gone to, whether, my team's been to my house several times, just having a barbecue, just getting out there, getting to know them getting to know me, who's Coach Verdi off the court. I think they're getting a sense for who I am on the court, but really having the opportunities to develop that rapport and relationship with them, so that as we go throughout this year, my whole goal is for them, to have some mental toughness, number one, but number two, my goal is for them to really be acceptive, to constructive criticism. And I think a lot of times players have the tendency to deflect when they don't know who they're dealing with, as far as the coaches go. But if they know that I'm coming at them purposely to make them into the best basketball players that they could possibly be, then they're going to be accepted to what I'm saying.
What about the new coaches and administrative staff? Like, similar question, just
Sure.
in regards
Yeah,
to-
I mean, it's all new, right? I got in it hasn't even been 6 months, and my job is to hire nine staff, staff of 9 people and 6 players, and so it's been it's been quite the off season, let's just put it that way. But I'm really happy as far as the cohesion goes. I'm super excited about my staff. When you go through my staff, I mean, I hired nothing but experience, and that's what I needed to do. I couldn't hire coaches who weren't experienced, because I can't take the time, especially in the ACC, right, which I think is the best conference in the country. I can't take time to coach them up and then also coach my team up. And so I had to go out and I had to hire experienced coaches, and my 3 assistant coaches have 18 years or more of experience. And so but more importantly, besides their experience, they're great people, and that's what I wanted to bring. I want our players to see the love and respect that we have for as a coaching staff, because when we go down on the floor, they know whether or not you're connected, and they need to see how much we respect one another, and how much we want to be successful here. And then obviously once they see that, and they're going to buy into what we're doing here.
Coach, obviously you have a lot of different players from different backgrounds.
Sure.
That are cohesing together, but what's a staple of what will fans notice about your teams when they take the court?
Yeah, I think, our whole goal is, and I've said this all along, I don't know how many games we're going to win this year, but my goal, my objective is when people watch us, and when they leave at the end of the game, they're going to be proud. They're going to be proud, and they're going to say, what, that team plays the right way, and God, they're tough. Because there's so much that you can control in this game. There's so much that you can control, and your effort and your want to, your energy, is a controllable. And I expect us to go out there, and I expect us to compete every single possession. And our players know that. They know those expectations, and we are working to compete, each and every single day.
What can you? No, you can go.
When you're building a new squad, you need to kind of have a foundation for your culture, for your expectations, like you said. What are some of your building blocks as you are, over the summer and now as you're building this team up?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing is that you got to have great culture in order to be successful. I mean, I don't care how talented of the players that you have within your team. If you don't have great culture, you're not going to win. You win in the locker room first. I mean, that's number one. But 2, you got to love and respect one another. Because if you don't, then you're not going to build those relationships. You're not going to trust one another. But it's what we do each and every single day. It's how we, whether it's on the court, in the classroom, or out in the community, we hold ourselves accountable in what we do. And our players are starting to understand, like, I expect them to win, on the court, in the classroom, and out in the community. And what does that look like? That means showing up on time, right? That means, looking people in the eye and talking to them. That means being transparent. That means being honest, and having integrity. All those things come into play. If you want to be great, those are the things that you need to do.
Your first year players, I mean, I know Jasmine and Lauren were recruited by the previous coaching staff, but you also brought in Aaron Battle, who you recruited at UMass. So what do you like out of what they've done, especially Aaron, who you brought here as well?
Yeah, I mean, the freshmen are freshmen, and they're just trying to go 1,000 miles an hour right now, and they need to slow down, and they'll get that. So it's not about, effort right now. It's just about, it's a lot. When you go from a high school scenario where you could just walk on the floor and you're the best player, and, you're not as challenged, and then all of a sudden, to an ACC type practice, I think it's a whirlwind for them. But I mean, Lauren, goes so hard. God, she goes so hard. And I think our fans will love that. Her effort and her want to is just unbelievable. And I think the guards, Erin, she's going to continue to grow and develop, but she has a huge, tremendous upside, and I think that she could be special. But she needs to learn, just pace and how we do things, and, get out of cruise control a little bit. But that's a maturation process, and she'll get there. And when she does, she's going to be pretty good.
Who's stood out in practice to you so far?
Marley's been great, just her energy, her leadership, her voice, that, it's something that we need each and every single day. Attacking, offensively, change the possession, flying up the floor, trying to take charges, just her work ethic is second to none. She's been really good. Gabby's been great as far as her communication and leadership. Leah too has been really good. She had a great practice here today. So, I'm really, happy with the 4 returners. They've, said a lot in the off season, but it's also great to see them back it up.
What can you say about Rappalucci Ayodele? You got her from a junior.
Yeah,
college.
Rappalucci's, again, even though, she comes from a junior college and she has playing experience, and I'll tell you what, she could rebound the basketball, and she just has a nose for it. She could fly out of her area and just find it, and put herself in a position to score right around the basket. And so, but at the end of the day, I think they're starting to understand there's more to basketball than just basketball, right? This isn't pickup. We're just not rolling it out there. There's structure. There's discipline, and then there's like, okay, we're doing different things offensively and defensively. So there's a lot of information that is being thrown at them right now. It's going to take some time for them to digest it. But I love her effort, and they really want to be successful. And that's that's a really great thing right now.
What can you say about you've been doing a lot of recruiting as well. I saw for the class of 2024, you got 2 commits already. What can you say on those players that you're going to be bringing in next season?
Yeah, we're constantly recruiting, my goal is to continue to bring in the best players that we can to the University of Pittsburgh, and my goal is to recruit better players than what we have in the program. That's how you get better, and I tell our players that, and because I don't want them to be comfortable, because once you become comfortable, you're not going to improve as a team. And so I want our players that are in the program to continue to get in the gym and work on their game and get better. And then when those players who we've recruited, come in, I want them to, take their spots, and I want them to battle each and every single day, because iron sharpens iron. And that's what we're going to be all about, and that's how you truly grow in as a program and improve as a team. And we'll get there. But I'm excited about the future. We're in a really good situation right now. The portal will be important to us at the break, and then obviously March and April when it opens back up again. It's something that we work on each and every single day. Something that we talk about as coaches each and every single day. So we're just going to continue to try and bring the best players in here that we possibly can.
Which amusement park did you guys go to, and what other bonding stuff have you guys
Yeah,
done?
so we went to Kennywood, and and we experienced some pretty cool rides, and I didn't. I watched. I'm not. yeah, I can't do that stuff anymore. But I watched and they enjoyed it. So you know, and then we had a great event at my house. But you know, again, it's just good to really get to know your players, you know, away from the court, and see who they are. And it's my job to, you know, connect with them and get to know them, and get to know what's really important to them, and make that connection. And that's so important to me. I need, you know, my job. I wear so many hats, but you know, I care about my players, and I want to know what's important to them.
In terms of your non-conference schedule, I think a game that stands out is the backyard brawl being back on the schedule. What was it like just getting that game on the schedule, and then also the other games as well coming in April, just getting
Yeah, I mean,
together?
you know, whether it's West Virginia or somebody else, I mean, they're all the same to me. I mean, every game to me and how I approach it, it's a brawl. You know, so it just because it's West Virginia, we've termed it that. You know, that's great. I'm gonna prep the same way, and I'm gonna go in there, you know, the same way, whether we're playing them or, you know, Yale or anybody else. You know, our non-conference will prepare us. We're playing Georgia, you know, in Tampa around Christmas time as well, in Ball State, and so you know, to me, it doesn't matter who we're playing. You know, whatever that opponent is, you know, we're going to do our best to prep and teach our team, and hopefully go out there and get as many wins as we can.
Coach, the hot ticket story of over the off-season's conference realignment, you know, ACC's obviously adding 3 great teams. What was your reaction to that, especially as it concerns to, you know, travel and the added mental health aspect of it all?
2 teams, right? SMU and Stanford. Am I missing someone?
Cal.
Yes. So go back to your question.
Yeah, just what was your reaction to that decision, especially as it relates to, you know, travel and added mental health?
I mean, it's I mean, good thing we charter, I guess. I mean, we're gonna be flying all over the country, right? And so I guess what's another couple of hours to go to the West Coast, and hopefully, you know, partners or however we do it. And when we go to the West Coast, we play both, you know, Stanford and Cal at the same time, and then come back to the East or, you know, Northeast. But you know, mental health is so important, you know, and so and that's why it's my job as the head coach there to really connect with our players and understand, you know, where they are and how they're feeling about things, and having conversations, you know. So but there will be a lot of time spent on flights going back and forth, you know, but you know, regardless of who we're playing and where we're playing, we just need to go out there and you know, figure out how to win basketball games.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it.